and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Today, we would be discussing a very interesting problem, that is decode the string. So, here we are told that we are given a encoded string. You can say that you are given a formula, okay, and you need to derive the constituents from the formula, okay. Here it is the same one, that you are given an encoded string and you need to derive the original string, okay. So the encoded string would be kind of like this. So what do you mean by like this? So I would just explain this and this would be more clear, okay. Suppose it is written that whenever you are given a bracket sequence, okay, whenever you're given the bracket sequence, so we are taught in our class 10th that we need to open the bracket from the very smallest one. We would use the same idea here. The very smallest bracket is at this position, so we would first open this CA. After this bracket is open, this is to be multiplied by 2. Why? Because anything that is outer of it, it is expected as 2. Like if we have something like 2 in the bracket A, so we take it as 2A. If it is 2AB, we take it as 2AB. We take it thus. So in the same manner, we would have it here also, like 2 into CA. So here it would be CA and then CA, not 2CA. Okay, this is to be repeated again. Like this string is to be repeated that number of times which is outside the bracket. Okay, what do we normally have? We have normally 2AB is equals to 2AB. We have something like this. But here in this question, 2AB means that we need to have AB and then again AB. This is the meaning of this. Fair enough? So now we move forward. We have CA, CA, then we have again B. So we don't have any, so B, CA, CA. Now B, CA, CA is to be repeated 3 times because of this. So we can see that even if we don't write this, we can say B, CA, CA, B, CA, CA, B, CA, CA. See, B, CA, CA is repeated 3 number of times. Now let us see the next one without us deriving it. So now we again have the same thing. Okay. So we would open the smallest bracket, we have AB. After AB, it is written 1. That means AB won't be repeated again. Okay. Now we have 3B. So B, B, B. Okay. Fair enough. Then we have again A. So we have A, triple B and AB. Okay. So this is to be repeated 3 times. So as you can see, A, triple B, AB, A, triple B, AB, A, triple B, AB is here. That is why this is the encoding string to the explanation. Okay. So you need to do this example. Okay. That is one more given, which is very easy one, which won't actually give you the insight how to open this encoded string. Okay, but you need to do it so that you have a better understanding, and you need to do it so that you can see how much your understanding is. So next you move forward. Okay, so this problem, seeing this problem, you can see that we need to open brackets. So let us now try to think in terms of brackets, because this is kind of similar, that yes, instead of having 2AB, we need to have AB again. So it is kind of very similar. So if we have the idea of opening brackets, then we would have it. So now opening brackets, how would we open brackets? So this can be visualized like this. Okay, suppose you have A, then you have, suppose you have something like this, then you have this, then you have this, and then you have this. So you need to open this bracket first or this bracket first. So I would just write it simultaneously, like this 2 should be opened first and then this should be open. This should be the ordering of opening the bracket. Okay. So to achieve this ordering, if you just see the problem and you visualize in terms of bracket sequence, you would see that this problem is a great application of balancing parenthesis problem. Okay. So which is a very famous application of stack. So if you have learned stack and you have solved the standard problem stack, then this problem would come to your mind. But even if this is not coming to your mind, I would tell you what is the intuition of it. Okay, the intuition is, suppose you are given the bracket sequence. Okay, you are given this bracket sequence, so you start from this point. Okay, and you need to keep it, and you need to keep the patience. Okay, like इसको रखने के बाद थोड़ा patience रखना. आपको इसको रखने के बाद फट से आप नहीं खोल सकते. Okay, Then you need to again have the opening brackets. And whenever you receive a closing bracket, you need to see the last opening bracket. You need to see the last opening bracket which was inserted. And the last opening bracket is this, not that. So if somehow we start from the very front and if we receive a closing bracket and we open the last inserted opening bracket, we would be able to solve it. How am I telling? I would be showing you. Like, let's take one more example where we would have something like this. And this would make it more clear. So see, what I can do is I can start the traversal from the front. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Index it by 1 so that you would have a proper understanding. Okay. So I would have 1. Then I would go to 2. Okay. These are all opening brackets. So we won't do anything. Just we would keep it. Opening brackets, we won't do anything. We again opening brackets, so we won't do anything. But now we are seeing a closing bracket. So whenever we see a closing bracket, so this was 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. So now, whenever I see a closing bracket, I would take the last opening bracket which we processed and we would keep it with himself. Now it is gone. Next we come to 5. So now it is again a closing bracket. So this time we would again take the enclosing bracket 5 and we would take this bracket, last processed opening bracket, okay, and we would keep it here. Next, we would again see a 6, which is again an opening bracket. So we would see that we would just insert it with the value 6. Again, we see an opening bracket, which is 7. So what we would do is we would have it as 7 and then we would take it and we would keep it here. Okay. Next, we again have a closing bracket. So now we would keep it here because there is only 1. So if you observe, that 1 was to be paired up with the largest one, which is paired 1 with 8. 2 was to be paired with this, 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is paired. 2 and 5 was to be paired. They are paired. 6 and 7 was to be paired. They are paired. So this is how we can see that if we keep the opening bracket and whenever we see a closing bracket, we take the last processed opening bracket. Translating the same in Hindi so that you have a better understanding is, ओपनिंग ब्रैकेट को सारा एक जगह रख देना है. क्लोजिंग ब्रैकेट जब आता है तो लास्ट जो ओपनिंग ब्रैकेट है उसको उठा के उसके साथ रख दो. अब वो ब्रैकेट वहां से हट गया. नेक्स्ट फिर से जब क्लोजिंग ब्रैकेट आ रहा है फिर वहां से उठाना है. ओपनिंग ब्रैकेट आएगा उसको रख दो. दिस इज हाउ वी कैन process the consecutive pairs that we need to process. So if you observe that what are the things you need, okay, the first is that we need to insert elements at the back. Okay, insert elements in back first. The next is, we suppose there is an opening bracket, so we need to access the last element in the kept data structure. So I can say that I need to push. So inserting elements is done. Access of last is also needed. Access of last is also needed. And then if the last one is an opening bracket, then I need to take it out and I need to delete it. So removal of last. So I can say that I need to insert elements in the last, access of the last, removal of the last. So which data structure do I require? I require the data structure that is stack, because stack is the most optimal thing to do here. Okay, it would allow us to do all the 3 operations in constant time. By the way, just for a general knowledge, the same operations with constant time complexity is allowed by vector 2, but to keep it as generic as possible so that even other programming language users could be catered, we would be moving forward with the generalized stack, because if you are asked this question in an interview, you would need to use stack. Okay, fair enough. So I would be using stack and now I can process it very easily. How I can process, I would show you a very simple example and that would make it very clear. Suppose we have 2 and then we have AB and then we have, suppose we have AB and then suppose this is 2. Okay, or let's make it as CD. Okay, So now what we would do is, we know that we can process this with this. So we would process B, A, B. Then we would access this digit and we would multiply this string digit number of times. That is AB and again AB. So we would add it. Next, we would have CD. We would add it. And next, we would multiply everything with this value too. Okay, we would copy this string and digit number of times. So now as the idea is quite clear, as the data structure as well as the intuition is quite clear, and when we would move to the intuition implementation, this would be more clear. So I would just generalizing everything. What we would do, we would start processing whenever we see a opening bracket or whenever we see a string, we would keep it. But whenever we see a closing bracket, we would start dumping that string in the answer variable. And after all this is done, we would again keep it in the stack. After everything is done, as we know that suppose we have A, B, C. So if we insert elements in a stack, we would have something like A, B, C. So if you take out the elements, it would be C, B, A. But the original was A, B, C. So we would just need to reverse it. Okay, fair enough. This is what we would do. Or you can just, instead of that, what you can do is, we would use this idea in this implementation that you have A, B, C. So I would keep an empty string and I would say that empty string plus C. We would have it here. Next, again, we would have B and we would say current character plus previous character. Again, current character plus previous character, and that would give us the result in the original format. We don't need to reverse it. Okay, fair enough. Now let us move to the implementation and it would give you a better understanding. So we would insert brackets as well as alphabets as well as digits. So we would use vector stack of char itself. Okay, and we would name it with st. And then we would start traversing the string. So we would say for int I is equals to 0, I is less than s dot length. Okay, and I plus plus. So we would start the traversal. And if it is and closing bracket, this can be the situation. As the situation is that it is not a closing bracket, it is an opening or an alphabet or a digit. So in all other scenarios, we would just push it normally. So st dot push s of I. Simple enough. Okay. Now, if it is a closing bracket, we would start unwinding. So I would just show you what are we doing here. Suppose we have something like this. This is 2, this is A, this is B. And now we have a closing bracket here. Please see this example. Okay, then you would understand. What we would do is, we would first initialize an empty string. Okay, so as of now, we have a string known as temp, which is equal to the empty string. So I will just remove and we would just name it with temp. Okay, this is the current character. So this is the current, this is the stack one, and this is the temp. And stack allows us to have the, so in the stack, it would be something like this, like 2, A, and then B. This would be. Okay. So now we have an empty string. Now what we would do is, we would say while the stack has some elements. And then and st dot top is not equal to the opening bracket. Because see, we want the string till B and till A, not this bracket. This bracket is not in our answer. So we would go till A is there. So we would say temp is equals to current character plus the temp, what is already there, and st dot pop. So after this point of time, it would be something like this. Whatever was there, B would get added. Okay. Again, this character plus temp, that means, so now B is gone. We have A here. So now again, current character plus which was already there. This would get added. After this, the while loop would break because this is an opening bracket. So now we are at this position. Okay. We are at this position. Then we would pop the opening bracket also. We would pop this bracket also. So because this bracket is not included our answer, so we would pop it externally. Okay. And then we need the digit. So I would say string num. Okay. So now we would check if the digit is there or not, because it might be a scenario the digit is not only there. So we would say that while the stack has some element, st.empty, not empty, stack has some elements. And then we would say is digit st.top. Okay, this would check that if the number is a digit or not. Or else what you can do is, if the digit is greater than equal to the character 0 and less than equal to the character 9, then it is a digit. Simple one. Instead of this, you can write, if you are using Java or someone. Okay, then I can say that num is equals to st.top plus the num which was already there. And then we would simply pop it out. Okay, so what would happen is, we would have num is equal to 2. And after that, everything would be removed. Okay, and now I would remove this and let's keep everything as intact. Now we have the number. Now we would convert this. So I would say int number is equals to stoi of num. So what this would do is, this was a character. So if you observe, this was a character and we have converted to 2. Okay, that is a digit. Okay, we have converted this to a digit. Then we would say string repeat, which would store the final answer. Okay, so repeat. Then what would happen is, we would run a loop for num. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than equal to, so I is already used, j is equals to 0, j is less than number, and then j plus plus. And then what we would do is, see, repeat is equal to, repeat is now empty. Okay, repeat plus equal to 10. So what would this happen? First, repeat would, so j is equals to 0. J is equals to 0 means it is less than 2. So repeat would be equal to AB. Then j is equals to 1, which is less than 2. So again AB would get added. Temp is getting added again. After that, j is equals to 2, which is not less than 2. So it would exit after this point. So now repeat has the value this. Okay, see how we are getting 2AB is now AB. See how we are getting. Then what we would do is, we would insert everything in the stack again, because it might be a scenario that there might be a bigger bracket which wants to repeat AB. Okay, so what we would say is, while for character C of repeat, like this is just using a for each loop where we are just iterating over the repeat character. Or else what we can do is, let's not do this. I can say that for int k is equals to 0, k is less than repeat dot size and then k plus plus, and then I can say that st dot push repeat of k. So I would just again insert everything in this, and this else part is done. Now at the end we would have our answer. Now we have our AB in the stack again. So AB would be kind of like this, BA. It would be in the stack like this. So what we would do is, we would have a string res which would be used to return the result. Okay, and we would say while stack is not empty. Okay, res is equal to st dot top plus res. Okay, and then we would remove the character. Now what is this happening? Okay, and then we would return the res. So what is this happening here? I would say you. So suppose res is equal to blank. So b plus blank is equal to b. Then a plus b, this. Then b plus what is there? Bab. Then a plus bab, that is abab. This is what we are doing. Current character plus whatever is stored. And then we would have the result. Now let us try to compile and run. Okay, we are getting a correct output for the sample test case. Let's try to submit this and see if we can get an AC or not. A very small detail that is to be mentioned here. that this was mistyped as top, not popped. So, if you are here till this point of the solution, consider liking the video and commenting on the video for better reach of this video. Thank you and have a nice day.